Guys, welcome back to Prepper Properties. Now this is part 2. We're still on the same land. It's so vast, and we're about to get into some really fun stuff now. If anybody that follows off-grid contracting knows we're all about energy and off-grid living, so Kevin's about to show us a tour of that next.
Yeah, we're going to get a real in-depth tour of the house, all of its passive solar features, as well as the alternative energy, the solar, and all the other neat features. A lot of thought and planning went into the build of this house. One of them being this utility shed, really, which is where the heart of the system is as far as the alternative energy and power in general. There's the 11.5 and 12 kilowatt generators in here. You've got a diesel generator in here and the propane generator in here, as well as all the heart, really, of the solar system. And it's in a house all into itself, away from the main house, so it kind of keeps that noise down when the generators are running to top off the battery on cloudy days like this when you don't get as much solar as you need. So again, another neat feature. And let's go take a look at the house.
Okay, now when it comes to power for this property, there's no reason to ever be without power. This is a 1,000-gallon propane tank, which is directly feeding this generator right here, which is in outstanding condition and been well maintained and maintenance. This right here can power the house by itself right here. Or we have a diesel generator with a 500-gallon fuel tank that's coming in to the structure right here. Watch out for any creepy crawlies. Now there's a couple. When we come in right here, we've got an Onan generator, and it is in outstanding condition for its age, and it's been serviced and upkept. The runtime hours on it, this thing's got 67.72 on it is the runtime, and then that ties into the house as well, so you can power the house by diesel or propane generator, as Kevin's mentioned already on the generators that's offered with this home. But of course, with off-grid contracting, something that we're always passionate about is alternative energy. You've got solar. All right, now we'll take you on the roof here shortly and show you the solar panels. But we've got the 48-volt feed coming in. This does have a pulse width modulator charge controller at the time that it was installed. The only thing I would encourage changing on that is just putting the MPPT controller. But as far as, we've got 2 trace inverters right here feeding the house. So yes, you can also use generators to feed the battery bank from it as well. Over here, got some outstanding Trojan batteries right here. These are 1235 amp hour rated, and we've got a whole bank of those that have been, these have been replaced not too awful long ago. So, I can't overly stress this, guys, because tons and tons of power. All right. So we've got 48 volts system coming in. Now inside later I can show you the electrical panel where that's feeding that in. But now this right here, everything is ready to go. You walk in the house, flip on the switch, and this is your power grid. All right. So everything's available from diesel to propane to solar. You've got the full package right here. This, as far as off-grid goes, this is the total package. Okay guys, now we're up on the roof line now, and what we have here is 2200 watt setup. This is 2.2 kW. These are monocrystalline panels. Alright, and if you look on the modules right here, these are rated for 100 watts, okay? And what we've got going on here is these are wired in series parallel. So we've got our drops going out. Everything is really nicely put together. The racking, everything is rock solid. Somebody done a really good job putting the pylons in. The roof is in great shape. They definitely took time to silicone it good. There's not a shadow effect either. There's no shading. There's definitely a good distance for the no shade issue. So purchase this property, you've got 3 sources of power, and the solar is definitely rocking out for sure. Oh, another note is, as Kevin pointed out a minute ago, panel maintenance is an issue at times, so the guy forethought enough to put a water outlet here so that you could easily get out here and maintenance these panels. Because the monocrystalline panels definitely need to be cleaned, in my opinion, a lot more than Polly's, but they definitely do their job. And I mean, right now, just sitting out here idle, there's no obstruction to them. Plus, there's no tree foliage to worry about on it or anything like that. So I mean, you're in great shape.
Okay, in addition to probably upwards of 100 different fruit trees on his property and the 6 or 7 different kinds of raspberries and blackberries he's planted out here, he got smart and decided to plant all his garden areas around the house, nice and close. Instead of having to walk back, it's up close. So, you know, the house is right here behind me, and he's got a garden area over here. Now they're all overgrown because he hasn't lived. He just lives here part-time now. They've moved out. There's a second garden area over here, garden area here, and in the front where you drive around the driveway, the circle driveway here in the middle used to be the herb garden. And this garden goes all the way around here and curves around. So all around your house is your garden. Nice, convenient, easy access. It kind of keeps it in the front of your mind instead of being in the backyard. So brilliant idea. I like it. You know, it makes it so much easier to maintain and easier to access to get your fresh fruits and veggies. All right, tour of the house. Now this house was built with passive solar in mind, so you have real high ceilings. It keeps the heat up high off of you. There is super thick insulated walls that are insulated with rock wool. So the house is very energy efficient. You don't need air conditioning. He didn't even build air conditioning in. As long as you have decent window treatments on the windows, the house is nice and cool all summer long. Windows are double paned, and with the passive solar, the larger windows are facing the south to let the heat of the sun in during the winter, and smaller windows on the north facing side of the house to keep the heat of the sun out during the summer. We've got a huge fireplace. It runs up to the second floor. It's meant to be a heat sink. You saw it from the outside of the house. It's meant to get that heat, and there's rock face all the way around the house, meant to catch the heat of the sun as well. Nice solar battery. This runs upstairs into the master bedroom, and there's actually a hookup on the back side of this where if you wanted, you could put a wood burning stove in your master bedroom. Got a huge kitchen area with a commercial stove, plenty of cabinet space, wide open feeling. This house is permitted for 2 bedrooms. You can have far more than that. There's 4 other rooms that have closets, so you can do with them what you will. Here's one of the bathrooms. Nice granite countertops, fancy sink. Here. Plenty of storage in this house. Closet there. Closet here in this room. You can tell he had girls. Let's go over this way. Alright, this could be another bedroom. And again, very nicely appointed bathroom. And one of the neat features about this house is all the doors leading into the house are deadbolted. So super safe, super secure. Got the back porch on the first floor. Got a nice metal ramp going down, so handicap access if need be, or you're wheeling in heavier equipment or whatever the case may be. It makes it easy. There's a gate back there to the rest of the property. The property has an extensive trail system throughout. This house sits high up on a hill, and when you get up higher on the second floor and we get out on some of those balconies, you'll be really. We go into the laundry room. Got another bathroom in here, and this is probably one of the larger laundry rooms I've ever seen. It's got a chute from the top floor. You drop your clothes down, nice and easy. You only have to lug them back up instead of down and up. Here we have a mud room. Again, this goes to the outside patio. We were out there already, but I just want to show you this mud room. You can kind of come in and get cleaned up if you're out in the yard for the day. All right, now coming out of the laundry room, we head upstairs. You'll notice extra wide stairs, so it makes it easier to get your furniture up and down when you move in or out. Again, I'll let you take a look in all the bedrooms. High ceilings, ceiling fans. And again, in this one, let me show you. So we've got ultimate high ceilings. So the hot air comes in from, accumulates in the house, it rises upstairs, goes up high. You can vent it out here if you need to. Otherwise, it settles up high, and then down low, it's degrees and degrees cooler. Here's another bathroom. Very nicely done. They all have stone or granite countertops. Lots of storage space in all the closets. Here we have the master bedroom. Again, you get all the added benefit of the heat sink of the fireplace from downstairs. And you've got your port up here for a wood stove if you wanted to add one. You can access the roof. Here would be your best bet, or you can put a ladder on the porch upstairs, but he put a water spigot on the roof to maintain the solar panels and keep them clean at all times. We've got the master bedroom here. Jacuzzi tub. And as you can see, the beautiful mountain views from the master bedroom porch. And you might even be able to get a glimpse of the solar panels. Yeah. All right, now let's head down to the basement. Again, nice wide stairs. Got a little office area in here. And we can kind of come out this way into the rest of the garage. Three-car garage down here. There's your main panel. Hot water heater, and then in here we've got a water softener and a water pressure tank. So a nicely rounded out house.
Got a double feature here, guys, on your heat system.
Yep, right here is the heat system for the house. It runs on propane, but as a backup, it also runs on wood. So you just stoke a fire in there, and it channels it through the ductwork out throughout the whole house. So you've got two sources of heat. All right, we're going to show you now just the more road footage and the land around it from the house out to the nursery where we left off. Wraps up the second half of our two-part series on this massive property. Listening to all the readers' comments, what's the one thing they always want to hear about the properties?
Hey, they want to know how much money.
How much does it cost? So all that you've seen on these last two episodes, $895,000 is the price. But if you kind of break it down into small parts and pieces, 314 acres, all the ponds, all the infrastructure, the massive road system throughout the property. I mean, this house right here, you know, it basically comes out on a per acre price to, you know, probably around $1,500 an acre, which if you factor that into average prices of houses and land across the rest of the country, most of the country, it's a bargain.
Well, I was just thinking, you know, when we were driving around, that if a whole group of people went in on something like this and bought it, there's room here for, gosh, 10, 15 families. I mean, and they got everything they need.
Yeah,
know?
There's a hollow behind the pond. There's a hollow up in there. There's a couple actually behind the pond and a couple hollows back behind the greenhouse area, nursery area, as well as over here. So all these hollows, you can make more pasture, put houses in there, and just break it up amongst a large family or a group of close-knit people or friends. You know,
it's got water. I mean, out of all the properties you took me to, you know, it's got water, power, shelter, food production, you know, land for the cattle. I mean, there's wildlife. There's raw growing food here available. There's just everything you could ask for in Off Grid property.
Yeah, I mean, it's all here. So, and again, it's beautiful, beautiful piece of land, and yet you're only 20 minutes from a city with a population of about 4,000. It's got its own Walmart and, you know, pizza and all, you know, medical facilities, hospitals, all that good stuff. So it's not that far away. You feel like you're in the middle of nowhere, but you've got that nice mile-long driveway with a house right in the midst of the property, and you know, you get lost in your own property. You never have to come off. You know, it's off grid. No need to leave.
Well, guys, make sure to check out the upcoming videos in the series. Make sure to check Kevin out at his Realty website, and make sure also check us out at Off Grid Contracting. And until we see you again here at Seven Trumpets Prayer Channel, I hope you have a most blessed day in Yahushua.